Hello, class, and welcome to week 7. Week 7 is very important because it's about symbolism and allegory. Those are two extremely significant aspects of any literature, whether it be uh, religious or fiction, short stories, essays, novels. A lot of literature depends on symbolism and allegory. So what are symbolism and allegory? Well, symbolism and allegory are using objects in everyday life to mean more, to build connections between meaning and reality, meaning in your life. What are even places, people? Things mean more than they are, and that's what symbolism and allegory refer to. The greatest stories that we know are allegories. They seek to look for more than our earthly reality. So this week's readings are by some amazing writers: Gabriel Garcia Marquez, John Steinbeck, and also one of the ancients, Aesop's Fables. So all of these works can be read with symbolism and allegory in mind. So, of course, symbols are generally derived from our historical and cultural heritage, depending on the part of the world you are in, depending on your cultural and background and your heritage. Symbols are different. For example, a four-leaf clover is a symbol of good luck, whereas in other places it doesn't mean anything at all. Colors are often symbolic, and colors mean different things to many cultures in many places. Whereas we in the West often adorn ourselves in black to mourn, Buddhists are well known to adorn themselves in orange. So that is an example of cultural and cultural background and heritage, which affects our use of symbols. Um, it is also important to determine what is symbolic in any work that you are reading. What images do you see the author repeating? What objects are appearing within the work? Even at last week's reading, Alice Munro's The Found Boat. The boat is an object. It is intrinsically weaved into the narrative of the story, and it means something. The boat is always more than a boat, and that's how literature works. Allegory is making more and writing an entire short story with a thread of symbolism and allegory. Of course, it's also important to distinguish between fable, parable, and myth. Fables are short stories with animals. Aesop's Fables is one of the most read and known genre of fable. Myths, of course, use symbolism. Greek myths, Roman myths, Indian myths, Hindu myths, all of those myths, they encapsulate many objects and religious symbolism in their work. Parables are seen in, for example, the Bible. Parables are stories written to teach us a lesson. And those use symbols as well. The Bible is rich and replete with symbols designed to teach us things, from the coin that divides itself to Jesus's wine and fish, and even the mustard seed. Those are all examples of symbolism within parable. So as you're reading this week's reading, take note of what the author is showing you, what objects he's using to show that, and whether there's any universal meaning whether there is something to be taught, and what we can take away. What's the larger meaning? See you next week.